can't come out.
I always feel like extroverts get a negative
bad rap, yeah.
Because it's like, okay, cool.
Because you're outside, people can see you.
Yeah. And like, you know, it's a double-edged sword, but it's just like, all right, cool down. Well, everyone wants to be everything but an extrovert. But let's call some people they're lying. You're not introvert. You're not. And actually, what I realized by leaning into saying I'm an extrovert, or rather like just owning it, I realized actually them very much a lot of times when I want to be alone and I appreciate myself. But also, if I want to be outside, I want to be outside. And I think just everyone face your front. Like, you don't need to shit on somebody else's experience. If you're you know, there was that whole UK girl aesthetic thing and whatever. Like, if you're somebody that's gonna wear bust down and bundles, and it's like one thing I hate about having like a lot
bust down and bundles.
You know, like if you're gonna have the bust down, the lace, the cute, all of that.
So why do they call it bust down? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. That's determinate, right? It's like the bust down.
Okay.
It's like, you know, the bust down weave. It's like it's long. You know, like because all the American girlies, like when they got the one that's the real silky, and then they'll be like, you know. And then it'll kind of be like, because you used to have the natural hair Nazis or whatever. Like, let's not use Nazis, but like, you know. But I remember one time, like when I got my hair cut, none of my choices of cutting my hair was ever because I wanted to be natural. My hair was breaking. That's the reality of it. I even cried when I had to go to the barber last because I went to one hairdresser and she told me she could do something.
You kind of owned it though, innit?
I have, but it's taking me time. But then what I hate sometimes, it happened in 2018, and I remember feeling like, yo, I think 12 Years a Slave was out, and then I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, I'm only gonna go out for rules. I mean, I'm only just gonna go out for things. I mean, I'm barely.
You thought you were gonna go for slavery, bro?
That's it. I'll keep it 100. I was not owning it, and I'll tell you what started to make me people's validation. God. People started to, oh, you look cute, and I was just like, I wasn't feeling it. I was putting on a wig any other time I could, and then I had to do some new headshots, and then I remember just like slowly but surely, like, kind of getting comfortable with it, but it took time. Like I didn't.
And go barbers.
Yeah, go barbers.
Can't stand you. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I hate girls. I remember back in the day, before appointments, you girls used to piss me off, you know. Fama, you're in the barbers, you're thinking you're next, and then there's a girl there getting her hair cut. I used to be fuming.
Oh, well, because your barbers are favourite? Yeah, but that's because you got unprofessional barbers. There's a girl now that comes in and gets her hair cut before me. What? They do that?
Yeah, because obviously back then, you know, sometimes you go to the barbers, you haven't booked an appointment, and then you're counting, oh, how many people are here? Oh, 3 people are here. Okay, cool. I'm 4th, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I didn't factor in that there's a girl over here getting the trim, isn't
well,
it?
that's your that's your own business.
I held a bit of resentment towards
well, because women start to get their hair cut. Can you imagine? Still playing that nonsense. I'm thinking, what the hell? What about the guys that go to guys? Should I be pissed off if the guys coming to get K-Rolls?
Yeah, but you factor, maybe, I'm saying,
no, don't. No.
Would you be pissed? You're inside of a hairdressing salon now. You've gone there now.
If I haven't booked an appointment, I'm waiting.
No, but obviously, there's a different system. You guys have to book. You're there for like more than an hour.
Yeah.
So it's a booking. But say if it was in the booking system.
Yeah.
You'll go there now. You're
thinking, but if there isn't, you've got to wait. Okay.
And then all of a sudden, there's around 5 guys with long hair.
Yeah, hair is hair. I see. It's so weird because women are learned. We're raised to be. We're raised to consider men. Men are not raised to consider us.
I was extremely inconsiderate.
Yeah,
those periods, I used to get.
But
thank God for appointments now. Anyway, continue. You said you're going to do 12 Years a Slave.
No, I wasn't. I just genuinely wasn't. And then one thing I hate because like you meet people and they're like, they just think, oh, my hair's short like this. Maybe I'm a grand rising queen. I'm like, God forbid.
What?
You know, like, oh yeah.
Grand rising queen?
You know when you meet those, like, look at, you got the picture of Bob Marley. You know, you meet those people that think, okay, so I've got natural hair, so I'm one of the vegan. I'm okay. In the extreme, I'm vegan. I do zodiac cards.
What's your star sign? Tarot card reading,
bro. Tomorrow I can put a wig there. Like, I feel like considering how much we fight for we're not a monolith. We're not the same. We categorize ourselves so badly, and I'm guilty of it as well. But like sometimes it's like, yo, like, you know, I can go out and maybe meet someone. Like, obviously, that's not the kind of person I'm gonna want to like be with anyway. But like, if they're gonna just like associate me, but someone can see and go, oh, okay, they might think, oh, you're more palatable, accessible because you look more natural. As in, like, I might not be. You know, I've spoken to guys and they're thinking, oh, what you want to go like. They just maybe they might think, oh, you don't want to go hacky sack. I know, boo, because it's like, well, sorry, I do. And then they'll think, oh, do you know what I mean? What? Like, you know, there's a certain way, there's certain aesthetic. You'll see a certain baby and go, oh, that one looks like.
I'm probably guilty of that as well.
Yeah, everyone does that. Or I'm not gonna lie, I'll look at a certain guy and be like, oh, too drippy, too loud, too noisy, too something. And we do that, but it's like cool. Like, obviously, they say don't judge a book by a cover. It's a lie.
Yeah, we all do it.
We all do it, but it's just sometimes like
that's hilarious.
It's crazy.
Oh, so they see you and then they want to take you to some what was it like a food market?
I mean, for example, but it just depends on like but what I'm saying, those are the extreme versions of things. But like, I feel like on one side there's more diversity in that. That's why I said obviously we've gone all the way around the houses, but like when we're talking about Twitter and all those things back in the days, like I remember when I got invited to join it in uni, like someone actually, because what used to happen, like I said, they put all the coach pictures up from any of those raves. We're looking hella crazy. Who knew about blending, contouring, nothing? We're just looking mad. Yeah. I
remember when contouring came out.
And then if you did contour, it was like flipping. It was crazy. It was mad. Yeah. Like everything was. So then, and then I just, because you boys were always you lot were the bitches of uni, yeah. Yeah. Let me call it. Because
the bitches of uni.
When I say let me land. But a lot of times, obviously, they always say whenever there's drama between women, men are often at the root of it, yeah. But when I'm deep, yeah, because I actually was friends with I actually got a lot of male friends for uni. Romantically, let me just stop there. But romantically, like, for the 99.9, nobody was romantic in the university for me. So
you didn't get that in uni.
Let's not get to that. But the point is, but I'm like, what I'm saying, I actually was friends. So I used to see like Fizzy. Them lot, I will be with Fizzy and knowing that he was securing his breakfast, lunch, and dinner based on babes gonna go. And you guys thrive off of the opponents, because if Sarah Jane and Shaniqua now start talking, he's coming there. Go and play games night in Stephen Wells or I don't know. That's the Kingston place, right? Or
Stephen Wells, right?
Faraday, or I don't know, one of those things. Like, so there'll be like different. Because and you have to remember, because I was now second year. When the second year lot, that's what you lot used to like to do. Come in and come and just spread yourselves across the first year girls that are in the campus. And so, because I remember when things like Bruno Uncovered came out, and they'll now be gisting about what's this, and you just realize like, firstly, half of the people that were being called out were people that you just never suspected, yeah? But then also, it was just the idea, like, you guys thrived off of the opponent, like the girls not talking to each other. So if you did have groups that kind of clicked, like, I remember Maya and them, like, me, Maya, like, that was a potential, like, we could have been ops, but actually we started talking, and then, like, we kind of became a hybrid of groups.
Why would you have been ops, though?
No, but what I'm trying to say is just so easy for these were the
just not to communicate.
Yeah, because it'll just be like, everyone wants the cool second year guys to come and chill at their place or whatever, have the cool people. So then they'll be like, these lot will now start mashing my potatoes, cooking the hardest. So you lot to come round, and then you lot will come round and go over there. And
sometimes you'll go there, eat the food, leave,
and then you lot will bounce literally. Too many times Fizz will be like, yeah, we're chilling. He'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going somewhere. Where you going to? I'm just going to one. Drink up quickly. When he's come back now, he's even brought us food, and we're like, rah. If I was those people, do you know what, I'm gonna lie, I went with I'm a can cook, won't cook, person. But I remember I doubled down harder on that because I saw the
not cooking.
Yeah, I saw, because I doubled down on that because I started to deep how you guys were just, so I was almost like, if a guy would ask me, I don't know, you have to, like, now we're opening up, girls are here for themselves, boss bitches, all this kind of stuff, whatever. But back in the days, it was like your claim to fame, was still inheriting that toxicness of what femininity was, which is that you can cook, you can clean. That would, that would not make him cheat. That would not make him. So girls will be celebrated, will be held on their cooking talents, not knowing.
Certain girls call me to chill for food.
Huh?
Certain girls, there was one girl, anytime she was making her lasagna, bruv, that was me out for the whole day, bruv. I'll be there. I have to be there when she makes her lasagna, isn't it? She knew, damn it, I've made this lasagna. That's it. I'm not coming down today. She knows who she's married now anyway, yeah? But she knows who she is, isn't it? Like, I was a sucker for her lasagna.
No way.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, like, take Nikki. Nikki used to do a lot of cooking, but actually Nikki's just a hospitable person. So I'm not going to take away from people who love it and wake up dreaming about recipes and stuff like that. My little sister, she can't even make Indomie simple. By the time she's finished, she will say she's just making a quick meal, but by the time she's finished, I'll be like, all right, got one. But it's just because she's like, well, got one's fashion, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, all right, you know, Ainsley, she's really gone for it because
Hensley,
Harriet.
He's a black chef.
Yeah, black chef.
Right, that's good. Because I would have went Gordon Ramsay, bro.
No, I said Ainsley.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
That's right. But yeah, no, but it was just see. So you guys all like, so with the whole Twitter thing, I remember just being like, I won't even say the guys that were in, like, one coach rave, they were like, yeah, jump on Twitter, because this is what you guys would do, yeah, and I was guilty of it because I'm kind of like my mum in the sense of, my mum's just a straight shooter. She could see and be like, I'm tired, you know, typical empty. But she just says things unfiltered. So I was a bit like that, and obviously people are like, oh yeah, you should join Twitter. I was like, why? So oh yeah, you should join, because there was a culture of like just ripping people, and that was existing. So I knew nothing. I remember not even calling Maya. I was like, what's this Twitter thing? Because it was definitely second year, and she's like, yeah, but she set up my account for me.
Maya?
Yeah, she set up for me. I remember she set it up for me. And she's like, yeah, this was like 2008, 9.
You want to say she started the same year you started?
Yes.
No, 2 years. No, she started a year after. No, 1 year before you started.
What, you started 07?
No, 08.
I started 08, bro.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, same year then. No, my bad, innit? I'm wrong, innit?
But yeah, like I feel Twitter was really going for it at that time, and it was just really toxic. And it was like, you know, it wasn't just personal. Like, Britain's Got Talent's come on. You remember those kind of shows? It was fun times because everyone would just be ripping into whatever they had.
Facts.
But then
Cuss anybody,
anything. And then you have to remember things like Gaylord, things like that. They didn't have. They
F
didn't.
word as well.
Huh?
The F word.
Yeah.
I'll come
all
out
of these
faggot
things.
here, but I'll take it out. But yeah.
But all of these words, we were saying them
freely,
without context, without anything, like not to justify them, but like this is the ignorance we were coming from at the time. You know, there were definitely things that were unruly. Like you asked me earlier about when I went to Identity, who was like the top dog at the time. She wasn't there at the time, but she had just left. I didn't know this, but an actress called, she's a gorgeous actress. Her name is called Bumi Mojareka. Let me not mess up her name.
Sounds familiar,
But she was Mercy in EastEnders. Now, similar to what you said about Michaela Cole, she also was someone that was victimized by the internet.
Oh my,
like,
absolutely.
Ridiculously.
I know people right now that would have,
And I'm not going to lie to you, I sat in a place of silence because rather her than me. Do you get what I mean? Like lots of people in the sense, when I say rather her than me, not that in today's age, if I saw something like that. I feel bad
now about that.
In today's age, if I saw a tweet or something like that or whatever, or I saw someone talking, I would call, like me being who I am, I would be like, are you okay? Like, that's not why you, like, what's your own to be getting onto someone? If you don't find someone attractive, why are you ripping into them? But what I'm trying to say when I say rather her than me, because it was almost like a lot of us black girls that would have felt like, would have known that pain, would have understood the experience that she was now receiving. Like, she was breaking barriers. That was a show that came up. How many people, apart from Gus, that was sweeping up the floor, and one, do you know what I mean? One, two little small characters there. Like E20 came because it was like that hybrid show. And she, you know, I think I've read afterwards, I've seen interviews with her, and she spoke about how, you know, that really affected her. But we, the people now that were hailing dancing, with hailing this, I mean, I feel
that will cancel someone for doing not even a third of the shit that we were putting her through.
Do you understand what I mean? And like similar with Michaela Cole, that's why when she came up and she put that on her, I remember it was actually her DP, I think. She'd screenshotted that tweet that he had said at that time.
Because he was congratulating her on a vibe of, first he congratulated, like, and
she went,
and he's like, nope, I don't forget. This is what you said back then.
Yeah.
To all your followers. Basically on Top Boy, basically she appeared on Top Boy. It was like a small role on Top Boy, and he was cussing like her lips or something.
Everyone was probably cussing.
Yeah. So Don't Jealous Me must have cussed her lips.
And maybe and it got viral. Yeah,
I think maybe a couple years later. Maybe 5 years later or something, innit?
Because Chewing Gum had come out, and Chewing Gum was again like, you know, like in culture there are certain things, programs, TV shows, theatre productions that come in and shift. You know, because Chewing Gum, she wrote that when she was in drama school. Again, obviously, you're thinking of all the different plays and things she would have had. At the end of drama school, you would have a showcase, like in the proper drama school that's like the university, the one where you get your degree for it. Like, because, you know, I went to drama school, but I went to a part-time drama school that wasn't credited. Like doing an extra, you know, like,
Dante wasn't credited?
No, it's not like, you know, it's like you've got, it's not quite the same, because you know how, like,
by the way, don't forget what you were about to say, yeah?
What was it?
I don't know. You were going,
I don't even know now.
Fuck,
but I was
man.
talking about Twitter. I was just saying that, like, it was just such a toxic place. So, yeah, with all those things that were said about her, like, I remember after the fact, because I think it was 2020, my little sister, like I said, she's my Twitter news reporter. She tells me about all the toxic things that happens there. And she was just like, oh my God, they were going through that whole stage where they were just cancelling everyone. Is this you? Like, someone will talk. They'll bring up even our treasure, our national treasure, Nella Rose. They were bringing up tweets from everybody to say, is this you? Is this you?
What did they find her doing?
I think she was cussing Somalians, or I can't remember, like whatever. But this is what I'm trying to say. Who can put their hands up? Who never fucked up hands in the air? It's just your own wasn't.
My boy typed in. I'm not even say it. I'll take it out. Because I used to do things. Back in the day.
Oh yes, you used to do Jack Bauer. Yeah, you used to do the Jack Bauer. Oh my days.
They put up the hashtag. They did the hashtag that I used to use, and with my app. Yeah. The things that came out of
you
this
used to say some
mouth.
Crazy stuff.
Oh my! I deleted. No, a real Ferdinand used to follow me. I had a
you
comedian used to follow me.
Yeah,
I had a decent. This is me. Delete. I had nothing going on for me during that period of time. This is me. Delete the whole account. It's too dirty. My name is too dirty.
You used to say, because remember it was about Jack Bauer. You were like, it was kind of like how people talk about John Wick now. You know, like John Wick. You know, like there's always that.
Yeah, we made Jack Bauer was a trend. But Scorch was involved as well.
Yeah. You were. I remember that. Yeah. And it was just
things I was saying. I couldn't believe it came out of my mouth, bro. This is me. Wow. I had to delete the whole page. Start from scratch. And sometimes the ghost, the tweets are still there, innit? Because if somebody retweeted it, it's still there. So fuck all that shit. But you said something about chewing gum being groundbreaking. I just wanted you to...
Yeah, because she wrote that show in drama school, done a solo show, and then performed it, obviously. Like... Chewing gum, I think I remember it because before, a lot of what's amazing about a lot of this stuff that's coming out on TV, they started in theatre. You know, they started being like Hatchet. So it was a one-woman show that she did, and obviously it got developed into TV series. And then, you know, again, like, you know, she then would have provided opportunity for other black actors and other diverse actors to, like, other actors of different races to get roles. And like, it was a groundbreaking show, and that was when the congratulations came. And then that's when she said, oh yeah, is this you? And what I'm trying to say is that, like, yeah, but she was one of many. Yeah. It's just that.
And he was genuinely sorry and ashamed.
Yeah.
When he was that raw. But that's what happens when and you know what, I'm conscious of that now when I type. Because obviously now that I'm putting my shit out. Back in the day, bear in mind, I'm not somebody that comments on anything anyway. I don't comment on nothing.
I've had to unfollow somebody because I've just been there chatting away, like I'll be like, coming to right, and I said, my sister said, must you? I said, please, I need to have shame. Yeah. Because I don't go in and be fighting. I remember one time someone even
now I can't. But do you know what's crazy? Naturally, if I wasn't doing anything, I have stopped myself on so many occasions. I'm like, is this a nice thing to say? I have to ask myself. And you know how many times I've stopped myself saying it, which means...
But wait, are you coming in to be like, oh no, this is ugly or whatever?
No, certain times, like for instance, when you don't know nobody, you feel comfortable to say anything.
Yeah.
Like certain times I'm like, yo, I don't need to say this, because will this make the person that's receiving this feel upset? Yeah. If the answer is a yes, then my vibe is I don't have to say this, isn't it? Like, it's not by force I must say this, isn't it? So now I stop, but it's taken me doing this to come to that. And not a lot of people are doing, well, obviously... The majority of people are not doing this, isn't it? So people will say anything to anybody that they don't know. And all feelings aside from it. But in the real world, people don't move like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. The internet has created, like, you know...
Monsters.
People get, yeah. And it was there, and they're brave, and their stuff. Yeah.
Those people... They need to be banned.
Those
from
are the ones that do the real. But then, that IP address, boy. If you really nowadays, I don't know, Instagram's dragging. It seems when it comes to the Black Lives stuff, they drag their feet. But there's been cases, especially in America. If you got the P, you can go and find out who that was. Because people think
that point over there. That is a huge point because back in the day, my vibe used to be like obviously there's a troll account that only has 3 people it's following 1 million people, it has 3 followers, and I'm thinking we can't expect Instagram to stop it. What resources do they have? And then all of a sudden COVID happens, and then you're clocking some of the technology that exists.
Look at this alarm that was supposed to go off on everyone's phone the other day. So you're just like, like, you know what I mean? Euro finals 2021. And I was it finals? Yeah. When we got to Euro finals 2021, I was in Stratford upon Avon in a play with like 19 people with sorry, please listen. I don't want to hear anything.
You know I hate us.
I don't need you to say anything. Sorry, please. I mean, we're in top for one reason, but
you're not top. Right now. What? 3 games in hand or something?
Yeah, just be quiet.
Anyway, continue. Yeah, sweet.
Okay.
You said you were in Stratford upon Avon.
I was in Stratford upon Avon in a show. You know, like I said, we'd been in the pando for how long? Lockdown, whatever. May 17th, May 16th, I moved over to Stratford upon Avon. May 17th was the day when you can now gather as a group of 6 outside. So, you know, every pub, every restaurant was finding a way to just make it outside. So, and we were now in a play where we had to sit 2 meet, like they were still working out how we were going to do this production that was going to start in July because we were easing out of lockdown. And so whenever the Euro final was, like, look how, in all of England's history, look how far we got to. But those penalties, I remember sitting there watching it. I think there was one guy that's got like an Asian background, but me, just basically 2 of us that are black. We'd all gathered at one person's accommodation and they had a garden. We'd all watch the show. But you know, when those penalties happen, obviously everyone's gutted, sad. But like, we've looked at each other on deeps like, today we're going to find out. Like, you know, when you go, you're not just mourning the loss of a game. Like anybody, even people that didn't care about football, like I actually like love it. But like, I've calmed down from my loving it because you people terrorized me. University, that, I mean, I'm glad that 8-2 gap has been now overtaken by you guys. But at the time, you lot made me cry. I remember crying. I woke up with people sticking stuff on my door just to let me know. So I was like, listen, I'm not going to die for Arsenal because they don't pay me enough for this and I can't be the target because I will fight someone. So yeah. But and yeah.
Suspended. Yeah, they continue, yeah.
So yeah, but at the time, it was just one of those ones where like, yeah, it was really... we sat there.
Did anyone say anything racist?
No, not racist. But what I meant was just like that feeling of when we lost, you knew that it was like, this is not going to end at just a loss. And literally, like we said, within seconds, it was like all the trolls came out and look how they were like struggling to, like you said, deal with that. You know, yeah, you had a few cases where they found Dave's LinkedIn account and found out he worked for an estate agent and, you know, he was able to get suspended and stuff, but not in the same way you post one thing, it'll tell you, put COVID warning. Yeah, COVID,
you put ID. All of these things. And then it says, this says there's a COVID, information about COVID.
And it would have nothing to do with it. They were just, so it was like, you guys are picking and choosing to select.
What battles?
Because if you want to, and do you mean? So, and it should never ever be a situation where we're now pinning our trauma against other community groups, which seems to be getting a lot of politicians in trouble right now because they keep talking about different groups. When something happens to this group, why? No, none of it should happen full stop. But it does surprise you when you're like, rah. Also, there is resources. It just depends if you're committed to it. Yeah, facts. Know. And even that's why I was hailing shows like For the Black Boys, you know, Chewing Gum, all these things, because even if I don't feel like we should always just support things because they're black. However,
sometimes we just
I just think if you don't like it, you don't need to say anything publicly. Because I do think we are not allowed, we're not often we don't give us space. We don't give ourselves sometimes. And I've run guilty of this, like right back to the beginning of our conversation when you're talking to me about why don't I see myself as an actor or why did I kind of shy away from that. It's because, like, you know, it's been quiet for me this off this top of the year, you know, and it's been quiet for me because on one side, I've actually in a position whereby I'm trying to be more specific about what I go up for, because I've done 2 years back to back whereby I'd always say I was an actor, but I'd always, like, I was doing my youth work, I was doing all the different things. In 2019, before even knowing the pandemic was going to happen, after you guys came to see that play, I did an F1 that took me to Nottingham. And just as a leap of faith, I took the time to leave that job. Damn it, I wish I didn't, because I could have been furloughed comfortably in that March, but I didn't. I didn't know. So I went into, the job was finishing at the end of January, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give myself 2020 to really just go full time with this acting and my non-profit, because my non-profit was kind of similar to my job. I was running the young women's and young men's like youth. I was doing running the young women's group, and I used to get to do my events with Women After Greatness. So you asked me earlier, what's Women After Greatness? It started off as a passion project. There was a revenge porn situation that happened. Young girls' photo was spread around, only 12, 13. She even went and
who did the revenge porn? The guy
obviously, revenge porn scenario. I mean, obviously it can happen the other way around. Let's not take that away. But obviously, what we probably assume most time is a girl's photo being shared, and like obviously they're all kids, but the way the school dealt with the boy, he was excluded. I think they asked the family if they wanted to get the police involved. The way they dealt with the girl though was kind of like, they called in all the parents, because obviously all of these lot, I think Facebook at the time, you had to be 13, so they were all definitely lying. Like my sister probably at the time, her Facebook would have said she was 15 when she was like 12, because they were all like in year 7 definitely, or year 8, early year 8. So a lot of them weren't even supposed to be on it. So they had this meeting with the parents, and basically their main rhetoric was like, you lot need to keep an eye on your kids, get them off the internet. And imagine Facebook was the devil at the time. Look at what we're living in now. But what I felt was neglected was that and then there was just like this rumor mill. Nobody, of course, that girl was like a leper. Nobody wanted to hang around with her. And they kind of encouraged her to leave the school. She wasn't excluded, but they encouraged her to leave the school. And even calling up, like speaking to my sister or like speaking to other young girls. And it's just like, they all just didn't want to, And I was like, right.
What's her vibe? She's a sket.
But yeah, and yeah.
Was that the
because it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to be attached because you're worried about the name and the association. It's kind of like what I said earlier about seeing things like what happened to Bumi and things like, you see some crazy stuff happen on that time. Like I said, the Bumi Michaelas, those are like ones that because of who they are now in the public eye, we talk about them. But that was happening.
Is somebody now still?
She's an actor. She's an actor. I don't know how much, this is what I'm trying to say
I'm
about
catching people out. I'm going to type in #Mercy, #EastEnders, and then find some blue ticks and see who said what.
I think they did that all throughout. That came up.
That
came up throughout the whole pandemic, because people in the same way. Because it was. Do you know what it went from? The Gen Zs or the younger ones like calling out. Like in my secondary school, I'm talking so many different. Let me try.
Yeah, let's go, man.
My ADHD has got all over the place. Say that time of the pandemic, like I said, people were doing a lot of performative. We love you guys, whatever. All these young guys, you see 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, secondary school kids were campaigning at their schools about the racism of hairstyles and all that stuff. And then, of course, we're like, rah. Like, I wasn't confident. In my secondary school handbook, it actually had no artwork hairstyles. A Catholic school in Hackney, one of the rules, my mum still has one on my journal, it said no artwork hairstyles. Do you understand how problematic that term is? Because what's artwork? We had a black head of year in year 9 that used to come in, and she used to come and be like, if you had anything other than colour 1 or 1B in your hair, she'll be like, yeah, you got to take it out. Like, she was, let's be real, they gave us her as a head of year, and she became our like special op, because she was the one that was there to come and check on all the black girls. Special if you've done eyebrows, if you've done your nails, she was even the head of science, so she knew she had the solution. When you go and pay your little small money to do your small acrylics, she'll be like, yeah, come and soak your hands. And we just hated her, but it's like she was set up to set us up. But actually, I don't know what she would have been going through, but we all can see those scenarios.
She must be going through trauma now, man.
Yeah, we could all see those scenarios where we've been set up. Like I said, I was running this non-profit. I'd gone to talk at WOW Festival, telling people about, my thing was that at the time when that scenario happened with the girl, I was looking at, yeah, they've kind of dealt with this issue, but the school didn't. It's kind of, they just wanted to wipe their hands off of it. Rather, they're not dealing with the under issue, more so about the attitudes around that. Because we all had that in school as well. You hear Sarah Jane went there with one guy, and then she's a sket. Nobody wants to hang around with her. And half of the time, one guy could have lied to her, could have told her. And even last, if she was quote unquote promiscuous, like, look at the way someone, without even video footage back then, that was just hearsay alone. Someone's reputation will be ruined. And now we're living in an environment where it's like, yo, people can openly be telling you about what they did, wherever they did, and it's and we're hailing it. City girls, this, that, and the other. So it's kind of so. It, yeah. No. What I'm trying to say, I mean, obviously, I'm just putting. Okay, we've been talking for bare long.
Is that still on, yeah? Okay, cool, sweet.
Damn it, man. But yeah, like, I'm just like, that's so mad that we've gone from that environment to the extreme that we're in. So what was a trigger for me? I remember approaching the school saying, oh, I'd love to do some workshops. I just wanted to talk to the young women. I was thinking if they had, I'm not trying to tell you don't like boys. I'm not trying to tell you not want to be in a relationship, because I feel like it's always like, okay, don't do this thing. It's going to happen. We're going to experience it at some form. But rather, if they had other things to aspire to, because like I said, this is coming full circle with my drama teacher that was making me just organize books and I'll be annoyed about it. But slyly when I did that, I start reading them. Do you understand what I mean? Read for maths. Without realizing I'm developing my public speaking. Go into this course and at the Empire 2 weeks. I'm going to be there from 10 to 4. My mum doesn't have to worry about childcare, but I'm also doing something so I was just thinking, oh, you know what? I've come back from uni. I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling it. And then this scenario happens. And it was just, I remember kept on talking about it. And one of my friends was like, rah, I think you should do something about it. And I was like, what? And she told me, she told me to apply for this fund called Think Big. They were just giving £300 out for an idea. And I remember this lady I went to the gym with. This is when I'd started going to the gym. She worked at a youth club, and she was like, you can come to my youth club. We're trying to start a girls group, but the girls don't really come for anything. She was even saying they're quite distracted. They're just playing with the boys. They're always trying to, like, the boys will come to play football. The boys will come and play games, and the girls are just, you know what I mean? There's nothing given. There's nothing stimulating then, and so that's how it's.
What do girls do?
You know what I mean? Because obviously there is a lot of focus on, like, let's keep the boys out of gangs. Let's do this. Let's do that. That sometimes in that scenario there's a neglect, or you're pushing girls to do all these feminine things like cook and think. And it's like, that's not every girl. And actually, are we, not to say there's nothing wrong with learning how to cook, but why is that the girls group project? Do you know what I mean? Why can't they learn how to garden and do other things? Like, why is that the thing? Oh, why don't we do the girls group? Let's teach them how to cook or do hair or thingy. All of those things can exist in itself, but it's just like, why do we, push it towards them? So I just approached, and then that's how it started. I just started doing workshops. I'd invite my friends. Imagine we're finishing uni. We're all in this nomad space. Maybe a few of us have got our first graduate jobs. And I didn't realize the power of just hearing these lot speak to them, and being so close to them, because we're all here like just joined the real world after uni hub bubble.
And you're speaking to younger girls.
Yeah, so we'll speak.
They're
So
kind of probably idolizing you as well.
Yeah, like not even realize. I mean, idolize is a bit big word.
Idolizing, but obviously
looking
you're
up to
older. Yeah.
So what it was like, we were just coming out to talk about. I remember getting a panel. So it was like a day workshop of different things. You did a fun activity. It was like an activity, then a talk, then an activity, then a talk, and it like took up the whole day. And like, it was just a one-off, and then the woman invited me back to just come back and do stuff on a smaller scale. And it was just, I would just keep calling it. It was called Be the Best Me. That was the name of the project. But and I called the woman after greatness. Like, oh, it's got, it feels quite, finger on the tin. But
nice name, yeah.
Huh?
It's got a nice name.
I remember because the acronym was called WAGS. Yeah, the acronym was WAGS. So you had wife and girlfriends of football players. So I was like, women after greatness. Yeah, and it was just there, even though they were all girls. And it kind of from there, actually, what happened was that some of these girls that had maybe been starting working in the youth club with when they were like 14, 15, they were all now turning about, like year 11. They now needed to apply for college. So they were like asking, it's like, okay, I can only do so much and I only have so much experience. So then I'll start calling my friends. Oh, can you spare a few hours to talk to this girl, to this person? And then I was like, then I did my first mentoring program. I actually intentionally was, the woman used to help me apply. So the youth club will get some funding and she'll allocate some funding for us to do our project. Do you understand what I mean? And so that's what, wow, come on. Hey. This is what we needed the other day. Why wasn't happening? Oh.
Okay, but by the way, don't get gas. Chelsea have been getting wiped by everybody.
Doesn't matter.
Well done. You know what? You guys are going to win the league. Yeah, that's why you're laughing. Well done. You're going to win the league.
Thank you. Please, we need it.
You're not going to win shit. Anyway, continue. Yeah.
No what?
Anyway, just saying that obviously Arsenal are beating Chelsea 3-0. So that's why everybody's...
You want some milk?
No, I'm not drinking at the moment. Yeah.
You might as well just come and collect it quickly.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I was going to get on to... Okay, you mentioned basically you started going...
I need to use the toilet.
There you go.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, this part of the conversation is too spicy to come out.
I don't even know if there's been one consistent story.
Yeah, but that's right now, man.
That's what Dummy does, isn't it? He doesn't say anything.
Yeah, because it's a normal conversation, isn't it?
No, but it's me as well. I'm the worst. I'm literally trying to work out if I've got adult ADHD because I struggle to.
That's calm. What was I going to say?
My brain.
So obviously, Yeah, you've been for some fitness freak these days, isn't it? What's your vibe? Explain. What's going on?
Fitness.
And you said you started. When did you start going gym?
When did I start going gym? So my first introduction to like going gym, all around that time of like the down after uni and not feeling really accomplished, like a lot. Like I literally felt I hit rock bottom. Like, I just didn't know what I was doing. I felt like, I think it was coming to realization for me that a lot of this doing things to prove was failing me because it meant that I didn't do the course I probably should have. Like, I was probably, in all honesty, too afraid to do acting because I would have genuinely had to put my all into something that has the risk of failing because it's not like any other thing where you build your experience and it just means you grow. I've just gone, like I said, for the last 2 years off the back of the pandemic, I genuinely spoke to my agent at the end of 2020 and said, you know what, I don't feel like I've even got anywhere enough to say I've started a career. Do you understand? I'd say up until that point, my ratio of acting to my other work was like 40-60. 40% being acting,
Still quite
enough
decent, to be fair.
enough to like take annual leave, and come back, and because I'd shown my value at my workplace. I worked for the council doing stuff. It wasn't really the most flexible role, but because I was doing proven, like I said, I had managers saying, you know what, come and join me, my team, do this full time. And I feel like this is the conundrum I feel like I'm at now, because like here I am, I'm in my 30s. I want that stability. And like one thing about this career is like you always hear it. Look, everyone loves that BAFTA talk or Oscar award, and it's like, I was sleeping in my car and Michaela had it,
I hate
all that
shit,
kind of stuff. And it's like, even you hear it with music, but it's just like, sometimes as a people, as a culture, as a woman, as a black Nigerian, I've been through enough. I don't like, I wish, like, I genuinely, the other day I had a conversation with a friend. I know she meant it from a place of love, but I was like, maybe I'm not supposed to do this. And she was like, yeah, maybe not. And I was like, something woke up in me and I was like, is that a bit of fight or is that just my like pride? But like, do you know what I mean? Because the thing is, she was like, I've been here, like you said earlier, I saw notes in my phone. I've got journals, praying, crying out to God to be where I am now. And of course I get hit and the bar moves. Do you know what I mean? I'm sitting with my friend catching up a day, like so happy for her, because for me, I see that's someone that we were side by side. She even went through now as well. She actually studied law, but she was going to identity part-time, and like she's been there in the slug. Like she's the kind of person that I'd even be like,
she's worked hard, boy.
She's worked hard. Like,
because I remember during Brunel, she would every Saturday she'll leave. I'm thinking that's so long, but she was doing it week in, week out.
And what I'm trying to say, even like, there's people that like we spoke. I believe she'll be okay with me saying this, but it's like, there's been people that it feels like they've come out of nowhere and surpassed her. And like I said, I don't want to be one of those like, back in my day there was only channel 1 to 4. You know what I mean? Because there would be. I've met, sadly, you do hear about those kind of stories in the industry or anything, like, in any industry you always hear about that. People's got that micromanaging, gatekeeping manager. You're almost feeling, why are you being an op when you could almost be, but sometimes people are being gatekeepers because of, they want you to struggle like they did, not realizing that's toxic. Like I was saying earlier about my little sister, like because of how strict my mum was and how fear drove so many of her choices, it was almost like when I'd come home from uni and visit, and I'd be like, oh, where's Tuffy? Oh, she's out. What time she's back? I'd be mad because I thought, what? I would tell my mum the film is starting at 2 p.m. in Wood Green. She'd be like, be home by 6. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? Like, 2 p.m. that means the film's gonna finish 2 p.m. when the film starts. The film's gonna start 2:30.
Maybe 4:30.
4:30. And it means
might get some food afterwards with your friends.
Even 6 was a straight. I'll be like, the film started fresh. She'll be like, yeah, be home at 6. My mum will do some spiteful thing. My mum will be like, going to the market. She'll leave my little sister with me and be like, yeah, I'm coming. And then I'll be, what time do you have to leave? Yeah, I'm just down the road. And that down the road. And one day I did that, just leave. Because I was like, Mum, where are you? She goes,
left your sister.
But then that day she texted me. She said, don't come back. I had to come back with people for my defense. It wasn't, and when that day I had to go out and really enjoy, because that's the last enjoyment for a long time. But I was like, why did I have to do that? And meanwhile, and it's so ironic because my sister, given all this freedom, in my opinion, because of my view and my experiences, homebody, chilling. Do you know what I mean? She didn't go to her first rave till 19, I think. Yeah, just before she went uni.
By choice.
But me.
You were fighting for it.
I'm fighting for my life. Let me out.
Okay, but you're saying, you said that to say about the gatekeepers, isn't it? Some people were being gatekeepers, was it? Some black people wanted you to suffer because of...
No, because there can be that. Obviously, I've met, in when I went to Stratford-on-Avon, I had a role, and then I was understudying the lead actress who happened to be pregnant. Like, big up her, because she never even... I went on as the lead, not because her pregnancy interrupted her. Like, women are amazing. It's just because she got pinged. There was the ping gate, ping, rubbish. And she wasn't quite vaxxed naturally, so she was obviously cautious, because there was a lot later before they said, as soon as we got there, boy, they were like, want to get your vax? We're like, yo.
Chill.
Yo. But I'm not going to lie, I feel like I took my vax early because of the pressure, slightly. They were like, no, it's up to you, but... Don't worry, we've got our own private GP here. We can do that for you. And like, if you think about what we do for our work, imagine some people is now in contracts. Like, yo, if you ain't thingy, you can't come to work.
Well, even till now.
Yeah, like obviously I don't know about now,
though,
but it was definitely
I still
2021.
can't go to America because I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah.
That make no sense.
Listen, they're gonna highlight this thing to say COVID.
I haven't even got a GP. That's the mad thing about it. Yeah, I haven't even got a GP. But yeah, okay, cool. So basically, we were going through the fitness. No, fitness.
Yeah. So when I was at my lowest, I think just coming back from uni, and it was my first time really coming home to live. Because like I said, I went from the hostel straight to uni. From uni, like first year.
While you were in uni, were you in the hostel?
No. So when I moved out, so what happened as soon as literally the week of my last exam, bless my support worker at the time. Because my needs were very minimal. Like, like I said, I even had my first boyfriend when I was in college, and like I could have a guest. I think
was your old guy.
No.
For some reason, I remember your boyfriend being like an old nigga, like say 23, and you were like 19 or something.
Nah.
Same age.
No, he was like a year above me.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, but no, no. But yeah, I was just like, no. Trying to think, no. But yeah, no. But I remember like even down to like he would visit. If he came to visit me, I'm like, I've got coursework. He'll have to go back. Like I was probably more because like I said, I had the fear of I'm not trying to be a statistic. That's why I said I was bawling my eyes out, thinking like you would have thought I failed my A levels, but it was because the standard I had set for myself, I had fallen below that, and it was like. In a way, I feel like that's why I doubled.
Over.
My life had literally, I was, bogey coming down the nose, and my teacher came and they were all confused because obviously the teachers know what you got, so they're just like you ain't supposed to be crying. And I was
but that's
like,
patronising as well. They don't know you got dreams. But
it was just
they
kind
did
of
that
like
to me because I got decent grades. Well, look now, if I take my grades now, you'll be those are nice grades. But at the time, I thought I should be doing way better. So yeah, I remember I got A in maths, isn't it?
Oh,
so my maths teacher really liked me, and she's like, "Oh, damn you, what'd you get? This is me for maths. She only cared about the maths grade, didn't it? This is me A. That's great. This is me whatever, man, isn't it? Like I was
you wanted
fuming,
A plus?
No,
A-star.
but about my other subjects, isn't it? I think I got what was it like probably like 4 A's and 4 A's.
Is that GCSEs?
Yeah, GCSEs.
Okay, you're smart.
No, but basically, I had a cousin called Alice, yeah. I was being compared to her. Not Fizzy, conveniently. They didn't want to compare me to Fizzy's grades, isn't it? They chose the other cousin, isn't it, to compare me to her. It's always the one that's...
Why are they going to compare you, mum? When I would come home and tell my mum, but so-and-so was talking, do I care if they're talking? Well, what about, like, and the thing is, like, I won't even lie to you, like, by the time I got to year 9, I switched my friends in the sense of, like, I started hanging, it wasn't ever, I was a child that was easily distracted, not necessarily easily led, but what it was is that, so it wasn't that I had even friends that were like I said, I feel like I always had that saving grace, even when I tried to have those kind of like, let's go there and beat this person up friends, I think my mum just called it out, parents can always see, these are not your friends, because what it is like, my reason, not to say I couldn't have been a bad breed myself at times, but what I meant was that my reason for ever wanting to fight a figure was usually in defense of someone else. What saved me was academically, I started getting separated from some of those guys that were like doing bad stuff just for badness sake. And then my classes, and so then I'm now here realizing so they don't want to talk to me, or like we start talking and they're like, you're much nicer than I thought you were. So then I'm like, kind of like wanting to just be more in fact, it ended up making me lose some of those friends and secretaries. Not lose them, but like, do you know what I mean? Just you know, because like I said, I got my drama teacher there getting me doing all these different things, sowing seeds that, and this is what I mean. It's like, think about the institution, the concrete jungle that, I'm not saying, I love it for us now. Like, we're raising middle class kids. We got kids that, you know, many people were complaining about being the only black kid in a school in Essex and all that stuff. But that was our parents trying to leave the Peckhams, the Hackneys, the Tottenhams.
Making you fail in education.
To go there, or like making you go and do Saturday school, all these things. Like, you know, like I said, my genuine belief, like, put Nigerians, like, of course, I think across the board, like, but specifically, I can only talk like from, do you know what I mean? Look, even that, when I said that now, I'm thinking really and truly, I just don't want anybody to send for me because I'm saying Nigerians. But that's all I can talk about. I don't really know what was going on in other households, but I just always used to be like, it's so mad because I remember my friend saying to me, how come you never did a 10 plus, you know, bare parents were, it was there, you know, there was that 10 plus exam. You know, obviously parents couldn't afford private school. Their way of trying to get their kids into a grammar school, those schools, you had to do an exam.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember, like, I got,
what,
yeah.
Is that the
there was a
primary
few
school, secondary school?
Yeah, there was a few secondary schools. But then, but my mum was just never, I think she was just like I said, she was not the most confident. Like, you see her on my stories, you see her living her best life, but it's, you know, she's 67 as of last week, you know, but I've seen the last decade is her confidence blooming, like her putting boundaries in place. And like I said, when she said, you know, it sounds a bit morbid when I said, she said she doesn't miss her mum, but when she explains, like, she was like, her mum will be coming in through the front door and she'll be like trying to go around the back door, because it was like, you know, that elder thing of,
it was a dictator
yeah, it was like,
relationship,
you know,
back
and
then.
she, you know, and again, another reason why my mum was always pushing for me and my sister to speak to my dad and have a relationship with that again, because
that's nice of her.
My mum wasn't, like,
you really hear that. It's
really?
usually in terms of why is your dad not here? Because he's a bastard. Because he's this. Because he's that. No, it's not.
But
really.
those things can be true, but it's just that it's not that.
Yeah,
my
but
mum
the
definitely,
that's
as
nice,
in to the point where I'll be at every Friday after school, go and buy a phone card. But this is before we start having
phone card.
To go and buy a phone card to
nice?
call him. No, he was in. He
What?
was in Dublin.
You have to buy a phone card to call Dublin.
Yeah,
no
but
way.
you have to remember before.
Oh my god.
No, he was in Germany and then he was in Dublin.
Oh my god.
He did a short stint in London. My sister was born, and then Dublin.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, that's very interesting. I don't even know how we got here again.
No, fitness basically, isn't it?
Fitness
you
went downhill. Feeling low, not knowing what I was doing, and I remember I just used to like imagine I've come back home from uni. What was I, 20? Like 20? I'm saying
no, wait, 21 maybe.
21, yeah. Was that 21? Well, either way, yeah, because I did my 21st birthday at uni.
Oh no, 22 because obviously you went uni.
Yeah, 22. So I'm coming home and imagine that, like, my sister's 12 and like her bedtime, she's got a routine for school. So when it's time for her to sleep, I have to go and sit in the living room. Like I just felt, I used to have bare snacks under the bed. I was just blooming. Like, you know, you just buy like, you buy a pizza at like midnight.
Yeah, fact.
We just had the most binge drinking lifestyle. Dude, you
Pronto,
know the ones.
Young G,
like, my God. Wow, you remember. So I just used to sit and I was just there. I wasn't even conscious that I was trying to lose weight. Maybe I think I joined the gym. I was just so low. Like I genuinely think, I was genuinely depressed at that time. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I hadn't graduated. I just felt like I hadn't accomplished anything. And then I remember just leaving the house because it's the first time I'm living home again since because you have to remember those gaps in between uni. I went straight to the second year house. Do you know what I mean? I had so much stuff like because I'd gone from the hostel to like a mini.
Who are you living with again in Peru now?
I lived with Tola, I lived with Adwa, I lived with Sapphire. And then we got two random girls. I just went to the uni and found two random.
Ladies and gentlemen, this part of the conversation is too spicy to come out.
Yeah. Kobe was my next door neighbour until they got evicted. He was my second.
Why did they get evicted?
Our landlord's parents lived we were 34, they were 38.
That's dead.
And our landlord's parents lived in the middle. They violated, but we do our rights. Them lot got a bit haggard. I think a couple of them might have missed a couple of payments of rent. So it was just, and then there was a party at this. They told us we couldn't have more than one other person each. So there was a 6-bedroom. So we couldn't have more than, do you know what I mean? There can never be more than 12 people. I remember just before we left, we had a big barbecue. We had a big thing in our back garden.
Was the one where the shots went off?
Yeah? No, not for me. Oh, God. Cool. But I remember, like, you know, like the summer just before the end of before we all go second year, we had a big party and whatever.
As a fuck you to the landlords.
No, I mean we did, and I remember the landlords, because the landlords' parents used to just bust into the garden. The landlord said, told us off, and then we just told them to keep our deposit. If you ain't paying that, I told everyone, don't pay your last month's rent, keep the deposit back, nigga. Nah, they were, but them ones. We had a single glaze. Bless the poor girls that moved in. Bless the poor girls that moved into that single glazed house afterwards. Apparently the ceiling fell in. The house was hanging on by a thread. We were just lucky, and imagine they had no contents issue. Their stuff got destroyed. They all had to move, because I remember they came to view it when like them ones, like the man would just open the door. Imagine you're just in your pajamas or just walking out, open the door, coming to the viewing, never told anybody. Like listen, I knew our citizen advice bureau. I knew our rights. I went up to the university accommodation, called it out. I said, listen, they're coming in. We're not dressed. We're seeing the dad in our garden, no curtain. You're seeing people. I'm coming to the kitchen anyhow. What's the meaning? Oh, we're gardening. That's not. You need to organize everything. I don't care if you're next door, because we weren't told any of these things. Coming into your patio, their lights coming on there. Check, they had CCTV. We made all of these things. I got them to say it had to be
CCTV inside the house.
Not in the house, but outside. But one of the ones for the next door neighbor, imagine, was facing our house. Got it removed. Listen, when it came to that thing, I was the character
from hell.
No, we moved into the house. It was in debt. Like electricity. We had to wait for us. So when luckily we did a meter reading. Like I remember when they gave you the little handbook of all the things that I checked all those things. But this is what I'm trying to say. Well, I lived alone, but it wasn't even in a place. I think a lot of those skills, but there was those skills, because I came in. I remember just checking. Even the way, like, because a lot of people, like in uni, everyone will have their own washing up liquid, everyone will have their own, and it was, they'll be bare at the sink, and in uni, the cleaners will just do that thing of, if your things if it's on the surface, we're going to put it in the kitchen. But if you get into a house, because one of the big issues that people have in uni with living at home is, quickly running off to uni, left the lecture, plate. Before you know it, 6 bowls. So our rule when we got there was bare cutlery and plates and cups. Everyone brought their own already from what they inherited. I said the rule is, if you're not ready to wash it, leave it in your room, hoping that would deter people. Some people made a kitchenette in their room, but that's not my business. Just don't bring it to the kitchen, because it's annoying for the person. Then now you're gonna have to navigate, how do I wash my one plate when there's 5 in it? So it made it, and like I think what was good for us, because some people had to start setting these rules when things happened. I just, they called me Mrs. Bleach in the house, because I was like, we had a cleaning kitty when we all moved in, put £10 each. And after that, when things are running low, instead of, what's the point of us having 5 different washing up liquids? Let's use the money efficiently. So, and I think that helped us moving forward. And I think the balance of having those 2 random girls that I just found, because Monique commuted and Nikki was doing a sandwich course. And I felt like, when you've got other people that you're cool with, but not enough to like live with them. I think that was good, because some people then started living with people that they were just cool with, and then when push comes to shove, so we everything was fine.
In the house? You,
me, Sophia, Ajwa, Tola were upstairs, and then we had just 2. I went to the uni. When they've just got people looking for houses, just 2 random girls, 2 Asian girls.
Okay, and they were calm.
They were calm. One of them took that kitchen thing literally, but that's her business.
Oh, and did you build a kind of a friendship with them as a result?
I don't think we tried too hard. But I think it was nice, because it was a neutral balance in the house. Like, one of them, the living room was so, I don't know, you guys ever come to our living room? It was like some dingy, we never hung around in the living room, because all of us were upstairs, and we had like this massive. I've certainly been to your house, man. Portico. Yeah, it was like one of these houses. It was mad big. Like, it's one of those ones you'll see in Home Improvement, and they change it round, but it was bare looking crazy. I had an ensuite.
He really said, if you can't wash your plate, leave it in your room. Some people don't mind.
Yeah, they don't mind. You're thinking that dirt will annoy them, but because I remember when I talked to other people and they were talking about the stuff that they had like in uni, like the sinks and stuff. Like,
you couldn't,
because you have to remember, like, obviously in uni.
You this guy said I'm mad.
Your own plate.
Yo,
you didn't wash your own plate.
Yo, I've been washing the plate since I was 9 years old.
So what did you do?
No, so I'm telling you, you know what they made me do? My parents abused me as a child. Yeah, I was washing the plates when I was 9 years old. When I turned 11 years old, they told me I had to buy the washing up liquid and the gloves to wash the plates for everybody inside of the house. I went to university. I did not wash the plate. I would buy a plate. Not even disposable plate. I will buy an actual plate, throw it away before I wash it.
Wow.
They fucked me up mentally. I was buying disposables, yeah.
So is that what you did when you lived in the house with these?
Yeah, I was buying disposables, or if it was real plate, if it was real plate, maybe sometimes I might wash it. But if it got peak, I will throw the whole plate away before I washed it. Yo, why you think my hands are like this?
This guy's mad.
I was washing the plate because I was washing the plates bareback because
We all were.
no, they told me because they imagine that they're making me buy the gloves and the washing up liquid to wash the plates in the house.
It's okay.
Do you know how deep it was? You know, one Christmas when I started making, because obviously I used to start selling things in school, and I was making a lot of money. All of the man them worked for me. Everyone that you know that went to my school worked for me. Do you know what I did? One Christmas when I saved up like a lot of money. For Christmas, I wanted to buy the house a dishwasher. But the way the dishwashers work is plumbing involved and stuff, isn't it? So I spoke to my mum about it. Boom. Here's the bread. I want to buy the dishwasher. You know what my mum told me? She says, I am dishwasher. And so I'm going to university now, and you're telling me what
So
plates.
wait, what did you live on then?
Oh, what was it? I used to work in John Lewis food hall. Go there, disposables, knife and fork disposables. But sometimes you want that hard shit.
Yeah.
I'll buy some of the hard shit. Certain times I might wash it. Certain times if it got peak, throw
You
the whole
just
thing
got
away.
triggered. You were just there. You would be by the sink and just like, and then
No, I'll be like, no, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Because you obviously, you know the Brunel system of
the
if you leave
kitchen,
it there, they'll put inside some bin.
And then once
fuck it, take
when
it away.
when it was mixed with everybody else's thing, you didn't want that back.
Take it away, bruv, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And plus, while I was cooking that time, disposables.
Yeah, because you were going to people's houses to have lasagna and that, so you didn't need it.
Yeah, and girls were cooking
weren't
as
cooking.
well, yeah, but my man's telling me washing the plate. I understand why somebody might not wash the plates. If you were scarred, thankfully
Listen,
now I wash the plates.
Oh, poor Dammy. What do you think of us as women player? Oh, please.
Some people just didn't have home training.
Nah, I just think
Yeah, some people didn't.
university will bring out, any kind of situation, live with a partner, everyone comes with their own different things. Like, I'm a mini hoarder because of my mum.
You're
Like,
a mini
I have
hoarder?
to think,
Oh.
listen, look at me, I'm here with 2 bags. Why? I mean, obviously I didn't want to leave this in the car, but
Yeah,
okay,
that's
besides
kinda
the
mad,
point.
yeah.
My friends call me the bag lady. I have to rebuke it in Jesus' name, but sometimes I just always think, my sister will be like, where you going? I mean, even when I started, one time when I went out with my friends, I had a bag. My friend's like, is that you ain't got another bag? I was like, nah. She's like, ah. She took a photo. I had to realise that, damn it, man. Like, when you move out of circumstances and you're like,
sex.
no, said
sex.
when you move out of certain circumstances. So like I said, I've been living on my own since I was 17. And then you start to, I'm seeing things, sometimes, I don't know if you ever catch yourself like, rah, my mum, or rah, well, not really my dad, but even things like, even without living with my dad, there are certain things like my love for fragrances that my dad, he walks into a room, you're gonna smell him from far. Like, there's things that I was at his funeral for the first time. I think I bought, people buy chewing gum. I must have bought a bunch of polos, and then they were calling him, he was Uncle Polo. He used to give everyone polos, and everyone was looking at me like, rah. And I was just like, and then I think subconsciously for a few months I just bought polos, and then I don't know. I
that's
just
interesting.
didn't. But
Wait, so you randomly bought polos?
I don't remember.
That's a word meant to buy. That's old school, bruv.
Yeah,
Polos are
I
mad
bought like a
old
pack
school.
of polos.
Like
so
strong mint is probably more so.
Yeah, and I remember just buying it on the way, and so I must have had like maybe a 4-pack or something. And then when we were because when literally the day we arrived, it was like the viewing of his body, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go.
Yeah, why would you go? I don't get.
But then,
I guess it's so final, isn't it, that you have to do it.
Because up until this point, like, he died 2nd of May. I remember my sister must have FaceTimed me at like 3 a.m. Thank God I was sleeping because she was trying to actually show me him in the hospital. And I was just like, everybody...
Should I FaceTime you, basically?
Huh?
Should I FaceTime you?
She tried to video call me on WhatsApp. So I woke up to 2 missed calls from her. And I remember I was getting up in the morning, I was going to the gym. And I was walking and I called back. Like, to be fair, with that sister, the one that's above me, I do the happy birthday and Merry Christmas. I might see her showcase her kid. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's hard to kind of have... My sister that's number 5, she lives in London. And me and her started talking a bit more and reaching out. And I don't know. But like, we'll talk about it. But like, for me, I feel like I just spoke to her a bit more. The older sister, she did a lot earlier because her husband, before they got married, he lived in London. So whenever she used to come from Dublin to London, she'll come and see us. And this was like when I was in uni. And she was just doing I just feel she was too intense. And sadly, the reason in all of this, my dad should have been the one to bring us all together ultimately. And he didn't do it with his chest. So he would do
Yeah, why
random
would he, though?
occasions.
Why would he? It's North's thing to do, isn't it?
No, but it's not even like he was with any. Listen, he was still. You have to remember, he was still. He just didn't do it with his chest, if that made sense. I think.
Yeah, but it's an awkward thing to do. I get why he wouldn't do it with his
No, but he always used to speak about doing it, but then he just didn't. So my sister above me. So I've got my first. I've never met my older brother. He wasn't able to make the funeral. He lives in America. Shh. Sister after him. Shh. So I met her for the first time literally at the funeral home. As in, I decided like within an hour, bearing in mind our hotel was like near the airport, I was like, Mum, you know what, I think I want to go to see. For me, I think I was there for this funeral, but it wasn't real to me yet. Like these lot from the day he died, it was like, their stories are filled. Even I've had to mute them now because like a couple of them, just because I need to manage my own like you know, this is the day my heart broke. Like the 24th of April, he was in London. And that was the last time he came to London. He'd come for a second opinion.
28th of April.
24th of April.
Right, that
2022.
And then May.
And he died 2nd of May.
Right.
So he'd come to London for a second opinion. I think obviously doctors have done what they can and might have given him final notice or said like, you know, something. And so he'd come, he knew he was ill. It was so mad because I remember Christmas Day, or was it Boxing Day? Christmas Day. My mum pulled me to the side. She's like, you know, Dad's got cancer. I was like, Mum, it's Christmas Day. Like, and it's so mad because when she told me, I remember texting this sister, the one that lives in London. I was like, maybe a few days after the New Year, and I was like, is it true that Dad's got cancer? Because I'm not going to lie to you, my dad always had an excuse. Something was always wrong with him. And I won't lie, for me, I had really extended the branch of forgiveness a lot. Because I became, in the same time, when you asked me the question, which I still haven't answered, about my fitness journey, 2012, I was like in a down loop, eating, just feeling heavy, feeling claustrophobic because I've moved back home for the first time. I feel like a stranger in my mum's house because it's literally my sister's room. It's even purple, it was lilac, and I just, you know what I mean? I was like the lodger. Like the room was hers, she had school. I'd come back, I'm the bum after uni. And so I just used to go and walk in the park, and I didn't even know I was talking to God. I wouldn't even call it prayer, but I guess I was praying. And then the walks would sometimes turn to jogs. And then I remember, I think but I wasn't consciously thinking. And then I remember, I think I'd gone to the doctors, and like I found out I was even signing on. I might have been signing on, yeah. And I can go to the gym. I could get a gym membership. So I just went, and I didn't know what to start with. I just went to all the classes. All I know between that October and that, I lost about 10 kg just bare. I started
kg.
Yeah, I just remember going, like I went.
Yeah,
I got photos. Yeah,
You're not listening to how she's so motivated and said that she's not realizing she's motivated. The walks turn to jogs. Like,
then I will start running. Then I remember getting this app. It was like 20-minute run that you'll do, and it will tell you to like jog for a minute, then sprint for 20 seconds, and da. And I was just doing bare like maybe 10 kg by January. But all I know is that between that September to before Christmas, there's a photo, like I have it on my Instagram way back, where you can see like there's a dress that I'd worn that day when I had the car accident, when I was on the way to my friend's trad, like, and I was wearing it in December, and I was literally like, but obviously it was bare cut, and there was this lady, the lady that I said was like all the connections are mad. Like the lady, I used to do one class, I think it was Pilates or aerobics or something, and there was one black woman there. She's Joycelyn. She CEO of like a youth organization called Rise 365, but she'd been a youth worker in like one youth club in Hackney, and she'd just obviously been seeing my determination. She was like, "Rah, like you should start coming into the gym and do some weights though," because she could see that I was just like. She was like, yeah, and I was like, I just don't know where to start. And she was like, come join me. She was with a few other guys, like, because they all kind of, their jobs meant they did the school runs and stuff. So they'll come to the gym, and we used to do Tuesday circuits, 9:30. I was the youngest amongst them, but I didn't even know how much all of this stuff was just supporting my mental, because it was just